Hi learners, myself Gauri Kharade. I am the Assistant Professor of VPSC College, Baramati. Today we will see the first chapter of Object Oriented Software Engineering. Chapter is Object Oriented Concept and Principles. First, what is object orientation? Object orientation is one of the techniques used for modeling. It is a process of planning a system interacting object for the purpose of solving software problem. What is meant by object? Object means combination of data and logic that represents some real world entity, simply called instance of a class. Then an object is an entity able to save here in a state save info or data, and which offer a number of operation here like behavior or methods to either examine or effect this state. Okay, that will see the what is object orientation. Object orientation means simply it is a technique used for modeling a system. Main purpose of this system is solving the software problem. And what is object? Object means combination of data and logic that represent some real world entity, simply called the instance of a class. Then object what are hold the information like state information or data and other number of operation on this object, which operation perform on this object, also this information hold our object. Okay, and examine effect on this state. Next, here we will see the some data and operation. Here we have data id, password, address, date of birth, gender. On this data we perform operation like read, write, compute, add, delete or retrieve. Okay, understand it. Next, classes and instance. The class is a set of objects that share common structure and common behavior. Next, class. Class represent a template of several objects and describe how these objects are structured internally. Simply, class means what? Class means template that having several objects. And what are the class describe? Class describe the internally structure of the object. Next, instance. The single object called the instance of a class. Here, an instance is created from a class. Simply, instance means what? In a one class having multiple object, we can create a multiple object from one class. Then a single object. Okay, in a multiple object, here a single object called instance. Here we will see the employee is one of the class having two objects, Ram and Sarah. Next concept is polymorphism. Poly means many and morph means from. Simply polymorphism means what? One name have many forms. Here the class shape class having number of forms like circle, square, triangle, rectangle, etc. Then two types of the polymorphism. First one is static binding and second one is dynamic binding. Static binding means what? Static binding occur during the compile time. Static binding means what? Static binding means compiler determine which function into be used on the basis of parameter passed to the function. And dynamic binding means what? Dynamic binding occur when during the runtime. Dynamic binding means what? The block code executed with reference to the procedure. Call it determined at a runtime. Understand that? There are the two types of the binding, static binding and dynamic binding. Static binding occur when during the compile time and dynamic binding occur when during the runtime. Next concept is our inheritance. Inheritance means what? This is the mechanism in which one class inherits the property of another class. It also called the parent-child relationship. It creates a new class from derived class or existing class. Here, the child class automatically inherits the property of parent class. Here we will see the shape is a parent class or circle is a child class or subclass. Parent class also called a derived class, existing class or superclass, and child class also called new class, child class, subclass or okay. Then next, types of the inheritance. Here we will see the five types of the inheritance. First one is single inheritance. In a single inheritance, here only one class is parent class and one class having child class. Means here only two classes. One is parent class and second one is child class. Parent class in a a child class inherit the property of parent class. Here we will see the B is a child class and A is a parent class. B automatically inherit the property of parent class. Means what, which class? A class. Okay, means B class inherit the property of A class. Then second one is multiple inheritance. Here the more than one parent class having one child class. Means one class inherit the property of two classes. Here we will see the A or B. This is the parent class and C is a common child class of A and B. Means C inherit the property of A class, also B class. Third one is multi-level inheritance. Multi-level inheritance means what? There are more than one level present. Here we will see the A class is a parent class and B class is a child class. B class inherit the property of A class and C class is a child class of B class. Then C is inherit the property of B class and automatically inherit the property of A class. This is the multi-level inheritance. And one more things about multi-level inheritance. This is not supported for the Java. Then fourth one is hierarchical inheritance. In a hierarchical inheritance, there are hierarchy like that. Here A class. A class is a parent class. There is a more than one child class. Means B class, C class or D class. All about the three classes B, C, D inherit the property of A class. That's called hierarchical inheritance. And next one is hybrid inheritance. Hybrid inheritance means what? There are more than one child class or more than one parent class. Here we will see the A is a child class of B also, B and C also, and D is a child class of a B class and C class also. Okay, understand that types of the inheritance. Next is object oriented system development. What is mean by object? Object means instance of a class. Object to model the real world object. There are the three different process model. First one is prescriptive model, second one is evolutionary model, and third one is agile process model. Under the prescriptive model, we have three models. First one is waterfall model, second one is incremental model, and third one is RAD model. RAD means rapid application model. And under the evolution model, we have two models, spiral model and prototyping model. And last one, agile process model. Agile process model having three models. First, extreme programming. Second one is Scrum. Scrum means this is a scientific name. Okay, means which are the scientists of the process model. They initially letter of initial about the scientist name like that. And last one is adaptive software development. In our subject we have see the two models. First one prescriptive model, waterfall model, and evolutionary model, that's one spiral model. Means waterfall model and spiral model. These two models we have learned in our subject. Okay, we will see the first model, waterfall model. It follows the linear sequential pattern and phase progress steadily downward. Okay, it work like waterfall. We do not go reverse in this model. Working begin with the requirement specification. This is the first process model. Okay, means what? Waterfall model is linear sequential model and progress steadily downward. It work like the waterfall. Okay, we know about waterfall. Okay, we know about the waterfall. Then there are the five phases of waterfall model. First one is communication phase, second one is planning phase, and third one is modeling phase, and fourth one is construction phase, and last one development phase. Okay, we will see the one by one. First one, communication phase. In a communication phase, we gathering the requirement about the customer. You collect the requirement of customer. Then next phase, planning. In a planning phase, we gathering the requirement of customer, planning that requirement, how to solve that. Okay, that's planning the collecting data. Then next, modeling means what? Here we analysis that data and designing. Okay, in a modeling phase, what we will do? Analysis the data and designing of this data. Then next one is construction. In a construction phase, actually coding of that data doing in the construction phase. Means what? Modeling phase we have designing that forms. Then about the that forms coding will be done in the construction phase. And last one is our deployment phase. In a deployment phase, we implement that project or deliver the support feedback or customer. Okay, understand that they are the main 5 phase. Okay, remember that: communication, planning, modeling, construction and development. In a communication phase, we will do the requirement of the requirement gathering of the customer. And planning phase, we will do analysis and designing. Sorry, planning phase we planning that the data. And modeling phase we do the analysis and designing. And construction phase we will do the coding. And last one is deployment means what? Deliver the project or implement the project. Then advantages and disadvantages of the waterfall model. Advantages: first one, before the next phase of development, each phase must be completed. Means what? If we see, we are designing the form. Okay, first we complete that all about the phase. Means we complete the form designing, and next we go to the our next we go to the our construction phase. Means modeling phase is complete. Okay, modeling phase is complete, then we go to the construction phase. Okay, then last one is suited for smaller project where requirement are well defined. Means what? It is suited for smaller project, not a larger. Disadvantages: error can be fixed only during the phase. Okay, and next one is it is not desirable for the large project. Okay, next model is our spiral model. Spiral model is a combination of iterative development process model and sequential linear development model used by a vendor, not by a customer. Remember that. Model used by a vendor, not by the customer. Each loop of the spiral model is called a phase of software development model. Means what? Each loop. Here we will see the first loop. First loop in having some activity. First activity, what is that? Objective determination and identify the alternative solution. Means what? Determine the what objective of the system. Okay, and identify the alternative solutions. Next one, identify and resolve the risk. Means identify that problem and solve this problem. Then development next version for the product. After the solving all problem, development next version of this product. Review and plan for the next phase. Okay, here we will the cycle. Okay, when we complete the first loop, then our complete first phase. Next one, when we will complete the next loop, then our complete second phase. Here with the real life example means what? All of you know the WhatsApp application or any application. There are the we see that the version number like that 2.1, 2.3 or 5.1, 5.2. In this version, what will do? Suppose here will the 5.1, Android 5.1. This is the one version. Okay. Then next version is which 5.2. What will do in 5.2? 5.1 is our one phase of the spiral model, and 5.2, this is our second phase of the spiral model. Okay, means what? In 5.1, what will the determine which object or which risk are there, which problems are there, resolve that resolve that problem and develop the next phase, means develop the next loop. That is 5.2. After continuously developing the next loop or next phase, that's called spiral model. Next, advantages and disadvantages the spiral model. First one, advantages of the spiral model. Software is produced early in the software life cycle, and risk handling is one of the important advantages of the spiral model. It is good for large and complex project. Remember that. Strong approval and documentation control. And disadvantages of the spiral model, it is not suitable for small project as a it is expensive. Okay. Then it is a much more complex than other SDLC models. Process is complex. Spiral may go on indefinitely, means what, continuously. There is no finite. Indefinitely means infinitely times they will conduct. We don't know about the feature last version of the WhatsApp. Okay, we continuously create a new version of the WhatsApp or new version of any application of or the any system. We don't know about the last version is what. Okay, means infinitely they go. It is much more complex than the other SDLC model. Okay, and process is complex. Next one, function and data methods. Function means what? Function is a we'll see the block of code that contain the variables, methods. Okay, we know about the function. Then data methods thus distinguish between the function and data, where a function in a principle are active and have behavior, and data is a specific holder. Information are affected by the function. Means what? When we execute the function, okay, or when function is active, then data is in a passive mode. Then system development methods are divided in two parts. First one is function oriented and second one is object oriented. The purpose of object oriented analysis to obtain an understanding of the application, to understanding depending only on the system function requirement. The object oriented analysis uses the object oriented technique and contained in some order. That are the following activity. First one is finding the object, second one is organizing the object, third one is describing how objects are interact. Then fourth one is defining the operation on the of the object, and last one is defining object internally. Okay, we will see in one by one in the next lecture. Thank you.